Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Foundations of Engineering 1 class. Today we are going to talk about chapter number 4, Engineering Communication. Before we start the chapter number 4, here is an announcement. On this Wednesday, February 8th, 2017, during the lab session, please make a presentation for 5 to 7 minutes presentations. Recommended topics are below. So for example, in the below you can see the table, person who impressed you, or hobby. Any topics is okay. But I would like to choose something that you have really confidence. The structure, I would like to suggest you 1 page for title page, 1 page for background, 1 page for objective, and 3 or 4 page for main body, and the last page should be conclusion page. So think about, you have 7 minutes maximum. Try to allocate the time to present your topic. I will evaluate, and also your classmates will evaluate your presentation in terms of short, simple, strong, and sincere. 4 means very good, and 1 means very poor. Alright? So prepare your presentation. Let's go to the chapter 4, Engineering Communications. We have 2 learning goals today. The first one is know how to make an effective presentation. Second one is know tips for technical writing. So how to improve your writing better technically. Okay? 2 things, presentation and writing. So before we start the presentation, what is the presentation? What's the purpose of the presentations? As you may know, Steve Jobs, Obama, and Donald Trump, I think they are all good presenters because when they speak, I can understand their message very clearly, and their gesture and voice, speech skills are very excellent. Okay, then let's go back to the question, what is the presentation? The presentation is always selling your items with great speech. Okay, don't forget selling your items. So when you make a presentation, you have to sell something to the audience, make them convince your topic. Okay, so in your presentation, what is a good presentation? I would like to say, first you have to deliver energy to your audience. Delivering energy is very important. Where people feel your energy, when the audience feel your energy, then they will appreciate your presentation. Make audience understandable. Sometimes you have to speak very slowly, but sometimes you have to very fast. Speak very fast. Or sometimes you have to speak with a small voice. But sometimes you have to say very loudly. Okay? You know, when I make a presentation, when I'm giving the lecturing, I always use my hands, okay? Like circling the hands to deliver a message to you more understandably, and get some more attention and focus. Okay, so try to effectively use your hand gestures while your presentations. And in engineering presentation, this is particularly important. Try to highlight, emphasize your words and numbers. Okay, that's the key things in your presentation. Okay? Just don't say the word, just use the numbers. Okay, that's very effective. In the textbook, in this textbook says there are 5W1H rule of thumb to make an effective presentation. Think about who is your audience. What is the purpose? If your audience are younger children, or if your audience are professors or your colleagues, the level of the presentation will be depending on the level of audience, right? What is the purpose of the presentation? And try to be prepared about the equipment, such as you can use clicker when you make a presentation in the conference room, and where am I on the program agenda. So here the example, product PD2 is a product design session. There are 4 presenters. Our presentation is on 3rd. Okay, so look at the time. We have 1 hour and 30 minutes. We have 4 teams. That means each team has around 20 minutes. Okay, so think about how much time you have in the sessions. Okay, and think about why am I giving this talk and how long should I talk. As I mentioned before, I will use these 4 criteria to evaluate your presentation. Short, which means do not talk too long. Okay, avoid too many details. Simple, try to avoid too long sentences. Use some images and make it shorter. Okay. Strong, use active voice. I'm not sure whether you remember when I make this presentation, in the first page I always says the purpose of this lecture. Okay, for example, know how to make an effective presentation, know how to write well. So use active voice, know. Okay, action verb, sincere, convey empathy, understanding, and respect the audience. The audience may ask you the questions during the presentation or after the presentation, and respect their questions. That's very important. I think everybody knows how to prepare the structure, introduction, main body, and conclusions. In the introduction, you have to say some background and what is the purpose of your research or your topics. Why? Because that is the starting point. You have to make convincing the audience. Okay, make some triggering your presentations. In the main body, you may deliver 2 or 3 main points. Okay, so try to organize these 3 points and make using some many images and deliver your message more clearly. Okay? Conclusions. So that's why. So what? The conclusion page tells to the audience that you already explained 2 or 3 main points, and the conclusion page will have to summarize what is the finding and what is the interpretation, your result. Okay. Here is the little question. When you make a PPT slide, which size you don't go there? Don't use anything smaller than 18 points. Okay. Then another question is, what is the preferable size for your presentations? Larger is better. I would prefer 32, 36, but what is the minimum preferable points? According to the About Tech 24 points is preferable points. font size. So don't go below than 24. Okay? I think 36 is also fine. This is critically important. Don't use annoying colors. Okay? When you present white background with yellow font color, that's terrible to recognize the word. This is also same. Black background and you use blue or green. This is not good contrast. And try to avoid this annoying background or like this, and try to avoid this distracting animation like this. Okay? Or like this. This is really funny, but it's not looks professional. Let's criticize these 4 slides, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is the problem on the first slide? Okay. Some of you will recognize the title in writing as a curve. It's not necessary writing curve. Okay. Now how about the second page? As you may recognize, the location of the title is inconsistency. It should be consistent locations. The other one is they use blue color on the blue background, which is really hard to see, and some contrast issues, right? Here is also another contrast issue. The presenter highlighted the temperature and volume with different colors, but we cannot recognize this because of the bad contrast. Same issues. And the other one is the presenter highlighted small character with yellow. It's really hard to recognize this. How about this? Can you see the improvement? Before, this is the previous version, and this is new version. Okay, you may see the improvement on the first page, second page, third one, and the fourth one. Okay? It's very clear and very well contrasted. Let's criticize another slide. So, for example, first page. What is the problem on the first page? Well, first I can see that the indentation. So some word is in center alignment, but the other words are aligned in the left. That's the issue, and there are big space leave as a blank. That's a not good way to use your space more effectively. Second page, I think it's okay, but when you write some non-example, when you write some the content, parallel displaying in parallel is sometimes harder to read. In this case, I can rearrange the position of these 3 contents in a vertical way. Okay. Page 3 are very obvious. And page 4, try to avoid the wrong sentences. Your audience may not read your sentence. Okay. How about this? This is pretty much improved before compared to the previous one. So first page, space-wise, very effective, and use a border character. Page 2, pH level, it's more clear message, and instead of full writing on the page 4, you can see the graph and use some bullet points to highlight your points. Okay, that's good. Let me introduce myself. This is in my introduction page. Probably you remember when I make a first lecture, I introduce myself, but I didn't use it like this. Hello, my name is Jangwoon Park. I want to introduce myself. I'm an assistant professor, department blah blah blah. I was a postdoctor. I have a postdoc. I spent 40 years. There is pretty much redundancy. I, and all the sentences written in full sentences. This is a bad presentation of slides. Okay. Instead of this, how about this? Use concise words and images. I would like to suggest to you, if you make a presentation about yourself, why don't you use your images, okay, your headshot photo, and try to put your name on the title, Jangwoon Park, PhD, and use a bullet point effectively. And I put the small flag, American and Korean. So with these small images, you can recognize, oh, Dr. Park came from the South Korea, and he got a postdoc in the US. It's very easy to recognize, right? So can you see the improvement? Then that's good. Okay? So other presentation skill is always put your see your audience, eyes on the audience. No hands in the pocket, and be practice. And don't circling a pointer too much. Have some relax. This is the format of the paper poster presentation. So as you can see, the title should be up front. And the background on the left, background top corner, background introduction, and what is the purpose of the research, and the result part in the middle, and on the right side, discussion, conclusion, and the references. Okay, this is a typical format. When I was in the University of Michigan, I had a chance to make a presentation with my posters. Okay. What is the difference between lecturing and poster presentation? Poster presentation is you will stay there, you will stay with your poster, and the audience will approach to you. Okay, audience will come to you to get some information from you. So you will make a presentation to the coming audiences. Lecturing is a opposite way. Lecturing is you are stay there, and I will give you a talk. That's the differences. So here, this is my poster presentation. You can see the title should be up front, at the top, and the Toyota is a sponsor of this research. So I put the Toyota's logo on the left side, and my research institute, University of Michigan Transportation Research Institute, UMTRI, on the right side. As you can see, the left side here is the background. What is the background of this research, objectives and method, and how to build a statistical model to predict the driving postures. The purpose of this research is try to quantify the differences between younger drivers and older drivers, how they sit differently. Okay. So the discussion part, acknowledgement, and what is the publication from this research. These are the typical poster presentations. Alright, then let's go to the writing part, tips and tricks. I think there are levels of writing. At the bottom is easy to write, and the top very difficult to write. So easy to write. What is the easiest one? Your homework and the conference proceedings, some low-level journal papers. Easy, more relatively easy. But what is the highest one? Oh, research grant proposal is very difficult because your writing should be very professional and very technical to deliver your research proposal to get some money from NSF, NIH, or Department of Defense They are huge funders, but they're not gonna give you money. It depending on your writing, technical writing. Once they convince your research proposal, then they will give you money. The highest one is a high quality journal paper such as Nature and Science. You probably heard about this journal paper, which is very prestigious, highly prestigious journals in the world, and most of professors, they want to publish their work into these great journals. There are many several hints of the writings. Use consistent format, provide all information, and try to keep the page limit. For example, if the journal tells you that this journal allows you to make 15 pages, okay, 15 pages. Don't go over the 15 pages. Okay? Try to keep the page limit. And when you're writing in the paragraph, you have to say topic sentence always first. Okay, and when you write the topic sentence, there should be supporting sentence for the topic sentence. And another one is define any terms, like you may use abbreviations. Okay, you may use abbreviations, but before you're using the abbreviation, try to spell out the full spelling first, and then use parentheses and use abbreviation. I will show you example on the next slide. And the third one is, so try to deliver with a reference. Okay, try to deliver the message with a reference. That's very important, so that audience or reviewers will recognize, oh, this sentence is not just your opinion. The other guys also said like you. So this is very important that you show some evidence that other guys also think like you. This is we call references. Okay, so look at some examples. This is one paragraph that I took from my former advisor's on academic journal papers, which is published in International Journal of Industrial Ergonomics. You can see the bottom. I will explain more details in the later how to make a citations, okay, for the references. But let's go to the first sentences. So first sentences is always topic sentences. Repetitiveness has been identified as a major risk factor for work-related polytraining musculoskeletal disorders. Okay, so as you can see, there is abbreviations. Work-related upper extremity musculoskeletal disorders. We don't want to repeat this whole word, so that's why we use abbreviations. The other sentences are supporting to the top. So for example, Colombini, Stilberstein et al. Found something blah blah blah. In addition, Lacto et al. Found something blah blah blah. So here is the message on the topic sentence. You have to using some references to support your topic sentence is right. Okay, so when you write your opinion, you should go first, and supporting sentence should be references. Then what is the Colombini here? Colombini is the author's last name. Okay, the author's last name. This journal was written in 1998. And here we can see the et al. What is et al, by the way? What is et al? That means et al means there are more than 3 authors. Okay, if there are one author, then you can just simply write the author's last name. This is the first author's last name, Silberstein. This is the first author's last name, and et al. We don't want to put the 3 or 4 people's last name here. Okay, here again, at R. Okay? Lacto is a last name of a first author. Okay, let's practice. Watch the significant figures. Okay. Keep the leading 0 with the decimal point numbers. You can see the bridge cost $0.23 per grams. $2-3 per gram. Okay. What is the problem of these sentences? Well, some people say you can omit 0 in front of dot, but I do not agree with them, because if you put this way, sometimes I can think, does this writer mistakenly missing the 0 or not? Okay, it's a little confused. If I were you, I would put the 0. Okay, it's more clear. And use dollar symbol. Okay, if there is dollars, why not using the symbol? Okay. For example, if you can see the second sentences, the bridge was $4,000. $4,000. How can you change this sentence? The bridge was $4,000. Okay. And the other one is for the numbers. Do not spell out, use the number. Okay, so the mean was 1,055 grams. It makes very long. Okay, make it shorter. The mean was 1,055 grams. Okay, never start a sentence with a number. Okay, 23 points. No, should be 23 points. So let's practice. 23 points were outliers. 23 points were outliers. Okay. The average was 1,255 grams. Use numbers. And what is the problem of the last sentence? It's way too long, right? So use a significant figure. The board is 2.5 inches long. Table and figures. When you put the caption on the table and the figure, the title on the figure should be always at the bottom. How about the table? It should be above the table. Okay. Check the alignment. In the table, you can see the left alignment. The variables always go to the left, and the values should be on the center line. Let's look at the table. There are two tables. The first table has some issues because you can see the alignment. The motor phrases are, the initiation, development. I think that should be on the left side, left alignment. And you can see the number, the digit, number of digit is a little bit strange. Okay. Some number was written in 1 decimal places, but these are 3 decimal places. Okay. Try to make a consistent. So let's use 3 decimal places. Okay. Consistently. These tables looks very great. Okay, very consistent. This is consistent. This is consistent. Consistent. Not consistent. This is consistent. Okay. This is consistent. And by the way, why there are italic? For example, T, P, or R square value, because they are statistics. That's why we do the italic. Locations of figures. Which one is better, left or right? The difference between the two figures, the left one is the figures are located in between the words. The right side, all the figures are at the corner. Okay, which one is better? It depends, but usually in technical writing, you have to put all the images or figures at the corners. Okay, that's more easy to read, well organized. About the equipment and trademark. So let's say you did some experiment using certain equipment. Okay, let's say motion capture system. So when you say motion capture system, you always put which model you used and which manufacturer they use, developers and country. Okay, so for example, motion capture system parenthesis Falcon 240. This is model number. Okay, and the Motion Analysis Corporation, that is manufacturer, and the USA is country. Why we put the model number and manufacturer information? Why? Because when you write something and you have to give some more information to the audience. Okay? That's why the audience will follow your protocol. But once you did not present which model you used, then audience don't follow your research. Okay, it's hard to follow your research. So try to give more information to the audience. So that's the key things. Okay, trademark such as window, put the trademark. Jack, register the symbol. Okay. And how to formatting the references, as I mentioned before about the journal papers. Journal paper, book articles, and website, those have a similar but a little different formatting. So for the paper, you have to say the author's name first, and the parentheses, year information, title, and the journal information should be written in italic, volume number, and page numbers. Those are typical, very typical. I would say it's very standard. You can see the example here. Jung K. Kwon-oh and UH 2007, and the journal's title, and the title of the paper, and the journal name, Journal of Korean Society for the Clothing Industry. Yeah, that's the standard. And the 26 is volume number, and 3 means number, and the other one, 111 is page number. When you are editing your writing, read out loud. This is critically important. Read it twice. And here's another thing though. When you make a email to your boss or professors, try to check your email. Okay. When I email to department chair or dean, I usually spend 1 or 2 hours to check the email. Okay, there should not have some spelling mistake. Okay, and respect them, and use a sentence more precisely, concisely, clearly. Okay. The last one, I'd like to recommend you this book. This is a Bible. This is a Bible. When I was a graduate student, I reviewed this book many times. American Psychological Association, APA style. Okay? This is $20. You can purchase it from the Amazon. This book tells you how to write your word more technically, and the figures, how to locate the tables, alignments, everything. Every detailed guidelines are listed in this book. I would strongly recommend you to purchase this book. Alright, thank you for coming. Today we learned how to make effective presentations. So basically you have to think about your speech, 5W1H and 4S structure, font size, contrast issues, and try to use your images more effectively. And the other topic, we learned how to make a good writing, okay, technical writing. Always think about topic sentence and supporting sentences, how to make alignment in the tables and figures, references. Thanks for watching this short video. Have a great day.